My intention coming out here was very much given to me, not conjured up in my own brain. It felt relevant on very many levels. Too many to describe. But the more obvious intention is that we have a container that's ongoing, an environment where self-realization and its consequent self-empowerment can flourish, can blossom. I saw that one of the flaws in my teaching was you guys. By that I mean the human mind. By that I mean the lack of discipline. So in order to complete the formula, I felt I had to be more direct in my teachings. I desired to be more deliberate, more methodical. And most importantly, perhaps, I wanted to generate an environment, and a consistent one at that, that would naturally inspire any participant that simply showed up to do the work without having to rely on their own discipline or mood in the morning upon waking up. So, I'm happy you're here. I hope you're still here in a little while. I saw the importance, the crucial missing link being consistency, environment. And so this is the beginning of that, the humble beginnings of the work that keeps coming up for now is Self-Realization School in Sedona. That is both physical as well as online through BENTINHOMASSARO.tv. So thank you for tuning in, those that are, so that we can reach more people with this experiment, this ongoing experiment of seeing how free people can become when they show up consistently to their own practice with the right guidance, with the right pointers, with the right distillation of teachings, so you don't have to confuse yourself unnecessarily. You don't have to read tons of books to find out what to do. And the results are varied. There's parallel realities from this point onwards, some of which are amazing. So I hope to meet you there. I could use buzzwords, click here, love, peace, bliss, ecstasy, realization, knowing the one infinite creator, both at its manifest level, its creator level, and its absolute level. Being free from the tendencies that have run your life for so long. Being able to be purely of service, truly of service, naked, to become a shepherding consciousness, if that is what you so desire. Free, fearless, happy, not based on anything except yourself, your true self. Empowerment, because how could you not be empowered to make the right choices and to make them quickly without hesitating, without fearing, when you are fearless? So your life will naturally accelerate, also on the level of illusion, or the level of play. It's not real. It lacks substance. It has no substance. But it has a relevance. Your journey has a relevance. We're going to diminish the significance of that so that you can feel freer and know who you are beyond even your own journey. But simultaneously, that will actually make your journey more significant in the eyes of others. More enjoyable for you, less significant for you. The less significant you are, the better you feel. The less significant your life is, the better you feel. It's a polite way of not giving a fuck. It's not making your life significant. And then we fear that. Because if my life is not significant, then who am I? That's only because you have become associated with your life. But it's not your life. It's a play. Your true life is something else entirely, which requires dedication, commitment, and clear pointing. And that's what I intend to offer. And you will find that your true life is not the life you see before you. Your true life is invisible, but it can become visible to you, can become experiential to you. And to an extent, I'm sure it already is. But wherever you think you're at, it gets way better. It gets way better, way truer, which is better. There's a difference between enlightenment and thinking you're enlightened. Did you know that? I will do whatever I can to make this as effortless, as easy, as direct as I possibly can. I mean, to the point of exhaustion, that has been my theme. So I see no reason why I should stop now. But, of course, like I said, the weakest link of the equation of what I can offer as a translator of this type of material, as a teacher, if you will, the weakest link in my own capacity to provide that, to provide a new understanding, to upgrade this civilization's sense of spirituality and sense of self, is how willing are you to actually discover what is being pointed to, not just in the mind, but actually be willing to make some sacrifices. Sacrifices along the lines of giving up belief systems that you've held on to for so long, such as I am the body, such as this world is substantially real. It has substance. This world exists independent from my consciousness. The problems in my life are significant, meaningful. I need to talk about them. Who can I talk to about them? I need to share them with you. They're important. They're really valuable. They define who I am. When I die, I die. Those types of beliefs. If we want freedom, we need to make sacrifices, not necessarily in the old ways. We don't have to become a total renunciate or ascetic. But there is some quality of that seems to be required. There is some ascetic quality that seems to be required, which comes naturally when one understands what the goal is, how it is more relevant than whatever other goals one has created from a limited point of view. And by seeing that so clearly, inspiration, especially in the right environment, with the right consistency, with the right pointings, so that it's easy and direct, will naturally make you more ascetic in nature, make you want to make sacrifices, and they feel good because they no longer feel like sacrifices. They feel like eliminating redundancies. Things you don't need, things that weigh you down, even things that you thought were really great and you wanted to chase because that seemed to be the most empowering thing to do. When you're willing to let these things go, then total healing can occur. Total healing is to realize the self, the true self, the self beyond space, beyond time, beyond location, beyond body, beyond mind, beyond others, beyond world, beyond your life. Ooh. It's less scary than it sounds. Although, is that true? It might be more scary than it sounds. But you can take it one step at a time. You will naturally find that this becomes easier and easier, more enjoyable, more fun, and it puts things in perspective quite effortlessly for you. All you need to do is show up. Be yourself, just listen, just let it in. Let it in. Let yourself be brainwashed by this cult. Honestly, one of the most powerful things I have found, my seeking and visiting with teachers and being a teacher and seeing many people struggle, is to simply listen. You don't have to agree, you don't have to disagree. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to not do anything. You don't have to know the path, you don't have to not know the path. Just sit down, let it happen. But expose yourself. If you're not exposing yourself to this type of clear pointing that comes from a place of truth and transcendence, if you're not exposing yourself to that, it will not sink in. If all you're exposing yourself to is the matrix of thought and the matrix of control and the matrix of collective delusion, then it doesn't matter what you do. It's very, 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 very rare. And I'm sorry to say this, I wish it was different. I wish I could say, no, I have full faith in you guys. Absolutely, everyone can do this. Go do it. Never come to a meeting. Never listen to any of my talks or similar talks. But I cannot say that. I've seen it to be opposite. Even when people have profound realizations after a week of intense practice, environment creeps back in, inevitably. The collective consciousness takes a hold of the body. That's how it works. You are incarnate here. You need to fight this energy by deliberately, disciplined, in a disciplined way, choosing who you wish to become, how you wish to think, and what you wish to practice, what you wish to realize and focus upon. If that discipline wanes for too long, you'll start to gather, accumulate, sediment again. Okay, so you need a consistent environment. Trust me, that's the only reason I'm doing this. I have no reason to have an environment like this for personal gain or reason. So what you need is an environment that is consistent in its ability to drop you into the right space. Do this frequently enough, frequently enough, frequently enough, frequently enough, and it will leave perforations in your consciousness that always allow you to seep through to deeper levels of truth, even while you're living your everyday life. So just trust me when I say that if you just expose yourself to this, that is enough. The work will come, the discipline will come, the choices, the definitive choices, the sacrifices that at first seem sacrificial, later on seem like the greatest gift to yourself. They will come naturally from your very own heart when we remove these layers over and over and over again. And again, the most effortless way for a seeker, for a mind, to achieve great leaps in this is to not try too hard at first, at least, until the path is super clear and it is intrinsically motivated and it's intrinsically clear, intrinsically guided. Until that point, expose yourself, expose yourself, expose yourself, marinate, inundate yourself with this material is the easiest way I've found to make great leaps, great transformations without really having to do anything. All you have to do is commit to the fact that you will expose yourself, whether you feel good or bad, whether you believe you can or not, whether you like the teaching or not. Listen to it. Listen to it. Just listen. Just let it happen. Something will happen. Sooner or later, the magic will drop in. And that's what we want. You will know after about 3 or 4 weeks whether this is... Actually, the first one that came to mind was 5 weeks, but you'll get a glimpse before then. But if you stay with this for 3 to 5 weeks, by the end of those 5 weeks, you will have a transformed consciousness. Your everyday life seems different. There will be a different light that shines upon the things in your experience. Effortlessly, you don't even know what you did for it. Sure, you did some meditations. Sure, you did maybe some homework or some meditations that I asked you to do or instructed or suggested. But really, when you think about it, you did a minimal amount of work. You just showed up. You were just receptive. You showed up. And something has changed. Something that's irreversible. You can't go back to your previous version. You just feel different. You feel fundamentally altered. If you're scared for this, it is better to leave now. Because all your scattered addictions, including those who do not consider themselves addicted because they're addicted to a normal life, so they don't stand out as addicts. All these addictions will be rechanneled into an addiction for God, divine, bliss, love, eternity, infinity. If that scares you, it's better not to start. Because once you start, there is no way back. So after this meeting, decide whether you even want to give the 5 weeks a go. If you don't, obviously no hard feelings. Who cares? It's your life. Perfect, beautiful, free will. God is with you regardless. Truly. Truly. That is your freedom. Absolutely, of course. If you're still interested, give it a shot for 3 to 5 weeks. See if you're altered. If you're not altered, then you might as well go. I would even suggest you go. If after 5 weeks there is no alteration of your everyday consciousness, it just doesn't work for you. Either my teachings don't work or you don't work with my teachings, which is perfect. You can still come to the parties, don't worry.